Have we started? I think we've started. Let's see. I posted a link in the server. And let's see. I started the stream, and the title is 10 October. Yes, last time I had the wrong date in the title. Suppose I will check Twitch to see if it's working properly, and so you can have that lovely echo at the beginning of all my streams. Let's see here. How's that sound? Let's see here. How's that sound? Alrighty, that sounds fine, although it does seem a little quiet. No, it's not quiet. It's as loud as it can be. Hmm, interesting. Alright, whatever. Anyway, I'll just sit around and wait until people show up, I suppose. Type things in the chat to let me know they're there. Hint, hint. Let's see. Sorry about. Ah, there you are. Hello. I always forget how I'm supposed to say your name. HV2S. I remember it's supposed to be a sentence, but I can't recall exactly what that means. Anyway, welcome, welcome. I'll keep waiting. I have a little story to tell you guys, but I want to start it. It's about songs of the Eons. I want to start it though once enough people have arrived. Let's see. According to my screen here, there's only one person here, and his name is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Has a snap on Twitch app. That's it. That's it. I knew it was something. Hello, King Jerkera. Yes, very good. Let me check the Discord server again. Oh, and Calandial just now fixed a bug that I noticed in the test build, but, well, a little too late now. We're doing the stream. Okay, so anyway, story time. Grab your blankets and your warm milk. Time for a story. So, over the past several weeks, Calandial was focused on fixing just one bug. And there actually was supposed to be a stream 2 weeks ago, but this one bug prevented that. And this one bug devoured so much time. So, as you saw in the dev diary the other day, 3D models of trees were added. But the issue was that for some reason, I could not see them. Whenever I tried to load a tile with 3D trees, the game would just crash. Boom! And we couldn't figure out why, and we kept working on it. We tried switching my graphics card. We tried running the game in various forms with the command prompts, and nothing was working. Until eventually, we discovered it was something very simple. It was that I have German windows. And in the German language, you see, decimals are indicated not with periods, but with commas. So the program was expecting a period, but instead there was a comma, which then came back as not a number, which then made the game crash. So Calandial had to fix that. It was just rather funny that we went through so much trouble for so long to fix this bug, and ultimately it was that one little thing. But oh well. Anyway, that's my fun story, and that killed some time while people arrived. Hello, Calandiel. Now I already have the game, the world 1337 created, so we don't have to sit through world creation. I'm learning. I remember, although I think I remembered last time too. And there are various things I need to show you, and I wrote a little list of them so that I won't forget. Alrighty, so here's World 1337, the one I always use in all of my testing. And let me see here. Need to keep chat open. I love competing standards. Not really sure what that means there, HV2S. All right. Well, anyway, so this, if you'll remember from the dev diary, has 3D models of trees. So let's go to this one tile island and go forward a bit in time until sunrise. And you can see we got some trees, but not just trees. We have shrubs and we have grass and we have different kinds of trees as well. And also there's the color of the ground, which I guess is indicating grass also. Now, the most exciting thing, however, is the progression. Now you can watch the biomes change not just in the world view, but in the 3D view as well. So let's turn the camera down here. Let's make time go fast. And now let's watch the plants grow. And I will look at chat while this is happening. Yeah, and unfortunately, a lot of the time is going to be night, so the screen's going to be sort of black. There's not a lot I can do about that. But anyway, you can see that things are happening. That the green on the ground is spreading and the trees are spreading too. But you might also notice that there is a bit of a growing season, and that and here in the northern hemisphere, there's not as much growth in the fall and winter, but then in the spring, there will suddenly be a big boost as lots of trees appear. Though I kind of have to wait. Yes, you can watch the grass grow in person, even better. And now we're back in January. And so the next growing season will be in a month or two. And there'll be a big proliferation. There we go. Of trees. All right. So I'll stop it in the summer. May. Oh, yes. And there's ambient noise as well. Although I don't know if you can hear that. I might have my audio settings changed. Ooh, I stopped it perfectly in the daytime. So now you can see that actually those. Let's see. Is that background audio a bit too loud? Let me turn that down. I don't know. It's just birds chirping. It might be coming through my microphone as well. Whatever. Anyway, you can see that the trees proliferated across this island. And we can fly over to the coast. Oh, yes, and up here, look, at the top of the screen, we have a compass. We can tell where we're going now. Oh, yes. Now, I also requested that Calandiel add a mini map, or I guess it'd be more of a maxi map, in the corner so I can tell on what tile I am, and so that when I move the camera from one tile to another tile, that is indicated on the map, so I can have an idea of where I am in the world. But anyway, this compass up here helps enormously because without the compass, I had to use the position of the sun or these coordinates up here on the right. Anyway, we go over here to the sea, and you can see that there's a line where this is the beach where the plants don't grow, and then this is where the plants do grow, but it's quite thin. And we can fly around, and you see it's the same way. Now, of course, it's going to be a bit hexagonal, as you might imagine, because this is a hex, but you get the idea. So that's that. There's nothing in the water right now. That'll come later once Damien is done working on stuff. All right, let me check chat. It's kind of misaligned. Well, that's okay, Glandiel. It's the first iteration. You can see the difference in underlying soil material between that island tile and the sea tile. Ah, okay. Yes. Well, it's just like in real life with a beach. Oh yeah, speaking of this, could you please have the game start paused? That would be very nice. Just imagine if there's a battle going on and I go to the city view to look at something and then the battle has already progressed a bit before I can click pause to see what's going on. So I'd like to have it start paused. Anyway, so if we go really close here, you can see the different textures here for the two different kinds of soil, as Calandiel mentioned. Yes. You can also see that there's no grass over here on the sand. The sand, of course, is also used for deserts, which I will show you later. We can also see something that I like to call a knot island. A knot island is a bit of land that sticks out of the water but is too shallow to be an island. But it's still out of the water, so I call it a knot island. Now, you got to find an elevation of about minus 10 or so, Actually, there's a pretty good one I remember down here. Yeah, so there are these two little islands here separated by this very shallow waterway, and it's -2 meters. And so if we go here, you can see that it's very dark, and that's interesting. Hmm. Well, Calandiel, you got something to work on. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, let's go to the daytime. Oh, of course, we have right, we're near the South Pole, so there's going to be a lot of darkness. Okay, well, just wait a bit while we go into the summer and we have some light again. We don't have 12 months of darkness. Whoop, there we go. Okay, so you can see that we are in an ocean tile right now, but it's not really ocean. Oh, yeah, you can see the different kinds of land as well. This is slate, and that is sand. Yeah, there's a line of slate going over here. Huh, interesting. I wasn't trying to show a bug, I never even noticed that. Alrighty, let's see. Check the chat. So it's not wet, but different soil. Cool. Calandiel says, I'll need to make it less regular in the future because you can quite literally see the tile boundary. Well, yes. And water glows. Ah, okay. I was wondering. Don't worry about it. It's radioactive. Gotcha. Alrighty. But anyway, with the compass, you can see we're heading east toward the island. And technically, right now, we're in a sea tile. But the seaway between these two islands is so shallow that most of it's not actually sea. It's water. It's a not island. It's not land. It's too little land to count as land on the world map, but it's technically, de facto, it is land down the city map. And you can see here's where the island begins, the eastern island, and we can fly along the shallow path to the western island, and you can see that it too is with plants. Got to fly across the whole tile here. It takes a little while. There we go. And see, now we're on the western island, and again we have plants. So we just flew between these two islands without seeing very much water at all, even though there's a water tile there, because it's barely water. Just something interesting. Alrighty. We're going to need some sort of visual representation for that on the world map. Well, so you can see the elevation here. And I think what we would need to do is actually quite easy. We would just have the height map here and then make the really, really shallow water so shallow you couldn't bring a ship through it, be a particularly bright color. It would need to be bright, bright white, I guess, in order to indicate that it is very shallow. So just add another color for water that's 10 meters or less, and that's it. Easy. I mean, I say easy. I don't know. Maybe it's very difficult for Calandia. Alrighty. Anyway, that is not island and developing from plains. All right. And now there are plants for biomes all over the place. So let's get a good selection here. Let's see. We have here savanna tropical, grassland tropical, shrubland tropical. Okay, so what I'll do is start I'll start in this savanna tropical tile, then fly northward in order to show you the transition between savanna, grassland, and savanna again. So you can see here's the savanna. It has all this grass here, but also these shrubs, and very few or no trees. And if we fly north, we will reach the grassland, which will probably look very similar considering these two tiles are almost the same. There'll probably just be a little bit more grass in the grassland, but maybe it won't even be noticeable, the change. Yeah, I'm not really seeing a change here. Anyway, you get the idea. That's tropical savanna. Now, we can go to... Okay, here's tropical grassland. Yeah, you can see it looks very similar because these two biomes are so close to each other. Probably the flora fauna. Let's see, grass 61%, shrubs 38%, and that's grass 41%, shrubs 58%. Yeah, so they're pretty similar. All right, so but if we go to a tropical conifer forest, guess what you'll see? Well, that's right. Lots of conifers, but also some of these tropical looking trees like that, and shrubs and grass. And it's a forest, of course, So it goes on and on and on and on and on. Oh, yeah, and there's elevation as well. Yes, we can go to all the biomes of the world. Now let's see here. Calandiel says, nah, I should add that. You make a good point, referring to the height map to indicate where the sea is very shallow. Yeah, that would probably work, maybe not in the poles. Calandiel says, there may not be a transition if the tiles are barely above below thresholds for their respective biomes. What does the equatorial tundra look like? That is an excellent question, HV2S. So let's see. It's not tundra, it's alpine, but yes, here are the alpine biomes here in the tropical area. Now, even though this is all alpine, it's not necessarily all the same. If we go to the plant biomass map mode, you can see that. So this is alpine and this is alpine. But if we check plant biomass, you can see that over here is red, there are no plants, and over here there are plants. There are lots of plants, purple, even though they're both alpine. So the equatorial alpine areas can look different depending on how much rain there is. But anyway, let's go to one of these equatorial alpine areas. How about telling where the equator is kind of difficult. It's about right here-ish. So let's go right here. Now this is going to be very mountainous. Anyway, this is an equatorial alpine area. Now, I think there are way too many trees here for, an alpine biome near the equator. This should be cold, right? Like in the Andes Mountains. Anyway, that's what it looks like. You can go down here and you can see, the train here looks kind of, oh, yeah, that's not good. It's not supposed to look like that. Okay, well, more problems to fix, I guess. Oh, yeah, the train here looks really funky. Another bug. But anyway, you can see the variety of trees and the grass. And then if we go to the height map, let's see, what is the elevation? Yeah, this is 5,400. So that really shouldn't have all that many trees, I think. Should be a bit grassier. It's the elevation bug caused by being close to the 180th longitude. Oh, okay. Well, maybe fix that? Okay, so here is equatorial area that is not near the 180th meridian of longitude. And you can see that we have the peak here. We started right in the middle of the tile. And it looks about the same. We can go to another alpine area over here, for example. This is also alpine, but it is just desert. Flat desert, no no plants. Actually, wait a minute. This is not sand. I think this is a snowy area. Let me see here. Oh, no, no. Over here is a snowy area. Yeah, yeah. So if we look on the snow, climate? Snow. We look at the snow map, you can see that there is always snow through the whole year right here. Even in the summer, there's snow in these mountains. And that's why there's also a little bit of water. Well, okay. There is a very, very, very small amount of water flow here. If we look at the geology, no. Climate. Yes, you can see there's water flow with snow melting off the mountain, but it's very, very low. But it does support some plant life here on the coast. Very fun. Check the chat. Yeah, that's a glacial area. Yes, yes, that's what I was noting with the snowy uh, map mode. Too much vegetation. Yeah. Anyway, you get the idea, though, dear viewers, and it still needs to be tweaked, but you can see that the alpine areas will look different depending on where they are. And then we can look at this alpine area and see that it is a desert. But it is alpine since it's a mountain. We can go up and up and up this mountain, and there'll be not a plant in sight, even though there are still bird noises in the background. Whoop! Got a different soil type here. Oh yeah, there's the sand, and this is something else. Silt? I don't know what this is. Anyway, we go up and up and up and up and up, and we will find nothing. And let's see what else. Oh yes, the 3D character models are back in the game, but they are still the placeholder ones though. So Nothing really new to show there. That's been on my stream before. And gosh, let me look at my list. I guess that's about it. I could show that debug tool if you want, Calandiel, with the cubes. I don't know if that's something we really want to have on the stream. I can make a little building if you wanted to, but I know it can sometimes not look so good, particularly when I do it. Yeah, yeah, that was Silk. That's what I thought, Calandiel. Yes, anyway, I don't. A Minecraft house. I could make a Minecraft house. Yes, here in Songs of the Eons, if I wanted to. Anyway, we've seen the progression of biomes. We watched plants grow, and that's really the big thing with this newest version, the plants. It's the sort of thing that I can show pretty quickly on stream, but of course, it required quite a long time to do, quite a long time to get working, particularly with my tricky old German Windows. We'll build a house on the next stream, Calendial says. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. We stumbled into five bugs. Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. Well, that's why this is called a test build. If you get access to the test build server on or excuse me, the test build channel on the server, what you'll see is builds that need to be tested that may have bugs in them, like the ones I found. Yes, particularly when big new features are being added, like the terrain and 3D models, bugs tend to not be very difficult to find. But of course, we have to find them so they can be fixed. Oh, yes, there's also, I guess I can show you another bug. So you'll see that these coral reefs all have very shallow elevation. The water on the coral reef is very shallow. And you know what a nut island is, right? Well, the problem is now that because of that, the entire coral reef is a nut island. So you could walk from here to here on the land. Here, let's go onto a land tile, and then let's see nothing at all because we're in the nighttime. And okay, and let's just go north. Now we'll find the coast, but the coast isn't really the coast. Okay, so now we're on the beach and we go into the water. Oh, look, it's the water, except it's not the water. This is supposed to be a coral reef, but there are no coral reefs in the game yet, so instead it's just a nut island. Now, obviously, it won't look like this in the final version of the game. There needs to be water here, there needs to be coral and fish and stuff, but it's the area where the coral reef would be. Anyway, the water is maybe a bit too shallow here, but it's, you know, something I found. And this is slate. It should be the seafloor, but it's not. Alrighty. Calandiel says, I would have never thought of it without this 3D view. The bug here is that the entire ocean has hilliness of 1 instead of something closer to 0. Since nothing ever interacted with the hilliness of water tiles, it was never noticed. But now that we can see the tile ourselves, the bug was found. That's right, Calandiel. And just think, if we hadn't had the 3D view, then we would have had ships later in the game that were always crashing into this phantom ground that we couldn't find. But now we know where it is. Yes, yes, right. Although it would be kind of funny. Can we see some actual water now? Oh, fine. You're so lame and boring. All right, there's your water. Oh, water is so interesting. I don't know what you were expecting. It's the ocean. Here you go. It's water. It goes on and on and on. I'm just teasing, of course. Whoops. Oh, yeah. Right. When you go underwater, you look up, you can't see the water's surface. That's another thing to fix. Yep. I also noticed there was some really strong fog on the islands sometimes. This island over here is my favorite one to test the plants. I don't know why, but I noticed that on this island, and sometimes there was just really dense, thick fog, and I couldn't quite figure out why. But there can be different kinds of weather in the game, which is fun. Anyway, I don't know if I have much else to show you. That was about it. Now, zero point 0.3 is in the near future, and we still need, according to the dev diary of Calandiel, we still need the economic model, Diplomacy and war, of course, the rudimentary first iteration of it, and pregnancy and death. That's been a bit of a stickler for a while too. That needs to come. Oh, and also the rivers are invisible. They need to not be invisible anymore. That's also important. However, Damien is working on the climate and terrain generation stuff, which is why that particular issue is on the back burner. Yes, yes, the rivers are invisible. Apparently, the issue was that in the 3D view they were problematic. Oh well. Any coral reef in inland seas? Not in this world. It can happen in other worlds, but not in this one. No, no, I don't. I don't see it anywhere. Not in World 1337. Alrighty, well, I guess I'll just keep looking at the chatteroonies. Oh gosh, the stream is so short. Lots in the big bays. Well, yes. Like over here, this is all basically just one giant coral reef or one giant bay if you wanna look at it like that. Or over here is another giant bay too. Yeah, this is a very interesting world. I like World 1337. Although my one complaint about it is that it doesn't really have enough cold land. Down here is kind of cold in the southern hemisphere, and up here is pretty cold too. Other than that, there's not a lot of snowy, glacial kind of areas. Although I do like this northern area, particularly because it has this mountain range separating it from the rest of the continent. So it's kind of like a Scandinavia, sort of. And there's this giant mountain range here separating this part of the continent from this part of the continent. Yeah, this is a cool world. I like this world. And also, there are these poor saps stuck on this rocky wasteland. It was rocky wasteland. See, Calandio, it was rocky wasteland. I told you. All right, so that's a reference to something in the test server. It last time I loaded this world in the previous test build, I think it was Savannah. It was tropical Savannah, not Rocky Wasteland. The problem was that it was really close to the threshold of the plants, and I thought it was crazy. I could remember this being Rocky Wasteland. Anyway, now it's Rocky Wasteland, and these poor saps have spawned on it, and there's not really much there for them. Although they are surrounded by a coral reef, which I guess later would have fish and stuff like that to eat. But right now, it's just nothing. Next month, you'll be showing buildings and building placement, so hopefully we'll be back to an hour-long streams again. Hopefully, yes. And of course, once we have gameplay, I can stream for as long as I like, because I can interact with things and do things and build things. Tibetan Plateau and Scotland Mountains. Yeah, pretty much. Alrighty. Well, I suppose that's about all I have to show you. So if no one in the chat has any questions, oh wow, look at all these viewers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 viewers. Fun times. We could watch the plants grow some more if you want. Gameplay maybe November. Well, rudimentary gameplay is supposed to be in version 0.3. How does the bamboo look? Let's find out. Let's see. Where does bamboo grow? It's tropical, right? Yeah, it's a tropical mixed forest, correct? I can't quite remember. And we're nighttime. Yeah, this is why you need to have the day-night cycle be obvious on the world map, because I'm kind of annoyed when I go into the world and it's actually nights and I thought it was day. What is Calandial? Or what is Calandial? What does bamboo look like? I don't know. I'm not sure what to look for or where to look for it. Jungle and tropical wetlands. Jungle and tropical wetlands. Okay. Here's forest tropical broadleaf moist. And oh, there it is. There's the bamboo. Oh yes, and there's fog now. That's some pretty intense fog. Yes. Here's the bamboo. Goodness, this looks almost like some kind of carboniferous forest. millions of years ago. Alrighty. King Jerk wants to see snow plants. We can see snow plants. Let's go to the cold area, the taiga, and of course there's darkness. Whoop. Okay, so there's snow you can see falling. And if we go forward in time, we can see that the sun doesn't really come up very high in the sky this time of year, but oh, right, yeah, we just went from October to November, so the sun suddenly went down. Well, anyway, this is what snow plants look like. This is as bright as this area will be until next year, so this is as good as you're gonna get. Oh, we can see little trees that will become big trees later. Although this taiga has an awful lot of deciduous trees in it. I don't recall taigas being very deciduous. I thought they were all conifers. Bamboo uses a different shader than any other tree, so I wanted to know if it doesn't crash your game. Oh, well, thanks for telling me now, Calandial. Not enough shrubs there? Yeah, yeah, probably. I think the general plant cover is maybe a little. It needs to be tweaked, like those alpine biomes as well. But you get the idea. This is the first iteration. In fact, the newest plants like bamboo were just added today. That was one of the posts in the Git and mods channel in the server. The small conifer trees are too small, you say, Calandial? They should be as big as the normal trees. Well, well, I do think that there should, however, be saplings. I think there should not just be a blank tile that just suddenly poof has a tree. I think there should be a sapling and then a young tree and then an adult tree. So there's some kind of transition instead of just appearing out of thin air. When when will we have tree growth? Well, just now. We just saw it. HV2S. Tree growth as in trees changing from small trees to large trees. Yeah, that's what I was referencing. Right, right. I don't want full size trees to just poof into existence. What about glaciers? Any problems there? Well, yes. I'll say yes and leave it at that. Probably post 0.3, I consider a non-essential graphical enhancement. Ah, alrighty. Yes, yes, that's right. We can go to a glacier if you want. Yeah, so let's go to a glacier. You can see that the glacier might look a little odd. There's just something a bit peculiar about this glacier. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something about this glacier that makes it look different from glaciers in our world. But there's I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy. Oh well. Other than that, totally ordinary glacier. Nothing unusual there. Yes, that's right. Magic trees blessed by fairies that can grow in glaciers. It's magic. That's right, it's magic. Any volcano to see in 3D view? That's a very good question, Quadwin, and the answer is no. Volcanoes don't look any different. They're just mountains. Let's see here. Geology, volcanism. Let's find a volcano. Oh, there's some volcanoes over in this glacier. Interesting. Anyway, no, volcanoes don't look any different. Here, let's click on this volcano. Right? Yeah, so this is a volcano. Click on that, go to the view, and nothing. Just the border between snow and grass. But we don't have 3D volcanoes yet. I say yet, of course, because there will be eventually. Everything will be 3D eventually. But for the moment, no. Alrighty. Well, I don't know. We still have that bug there with the borders along the icosahedron faces. I like this lake. Here. This lake up in the mountains. The the elevation up here is minus 58. What? Doesn't make sense. Oh, I see. This pit is so deep it goes below sea level. Ah, all right. Anyway, I like this lake up here in the mountains. I thought it was a high altitude lake, but I guess it's not a high altitude lake because it's below sea level. So actually, I guess this lake and this sea are at about the same elevation. Well, let's see. Glandale says, yeah, I won't be doing underwater flora and fauna in the 3D view for zero point 0.3 either. Right. Yeah. Will the render distance go up? Yes. Yes, it will. It'll be a slider in the options, kind of like in Minecraft. What will be a slider? Not sure what you're referencing there, Calandial. You want to see Rocky Wasteland? Okay. I mean, I can show you Rocky Wasteland. It's not very interesting. So here's Rocky Wasteland. Guess what it looks like? What? 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 What are these trees doing here? That is not supposed to be here. Tree with no collision. I just realized I can pass right through it. That is wrong, right? Because we look at flora fauna. Oh no, conifers. There it is, 16.6. Oh, okay. I guess it's not wrong. Never mind. So that's not Rocky Wasteland. Let's find some real Rocky Wasteland. Um, actually, the world's just so wet. Finding Rocky Wasteland's a little bit difficult. Over here. Here's some Rocky Desert. There we go. Yeah, here's a nice desert. So it's got some shrubs around, kind of like, I don't know, Arizona. Some shrubs, some grass. Other than that, pretty dry. Not a lot going on here. There you go. There's your desert. Alrighty. Check the chat. It is supposed to be there. Yes, the conifer was supposed to be there. That is correct. Make the rocky wasteland conditions stricter? I mean, if you think so, Calandio, I don't know. It's about to become a grassland. Sand dunes are still the same? Yeah. I mean, they look very sandy. I don't know what to tell you. There you go. There are sand dunes. Just sand. Go down to the surface, you can see it's sand. Not a lot going on here. I like though this is a giant rain shadow right here. That no moisture can come into this area, so it's just a totally dry desert. Yeah, here's rocky desert. Yeah, there you go. This is a rocky desert with no plants. Oh, except for the plants I just saw. Other than those plants, there are no plants. Very few plants. Put it that way. Let's see. Plandio says, I kind of want to work on gameplay again. Sure, yeah. I mean, I want to see gameplay too. Ah, Calandial. Calandial says, I'll cluster them later into oases. Yes, I would like that. That would be very good. Need some fluid decisions, but that can be done. We all do. What? Need some fluid decisions, but that can be done. I don't know what that means. Are there any cold deserts in this world? Cold deserts are fun. I don't think so. No, not in this world, because the areas close to the poles are all near the sea, so they're very wet. No cold deserts here. I like these southern islands, though. These are elves down here, too. These elves on these conifer forest islands. I think that's fun. Oh yeah, these are elves up here too. The elves always spawn in these forests, so this area up here would be elven territory. So I guess if it's Scandinavia, we'd have elf Vikings. Sure, why not? That'd be fun. Got some humans over here, some harpies in the desert. Good times. More like wind and gravity things, but we all want to see more gameplay. Oh, you mean you want there to be wind and gravity for the sand? Gotcha. Okay, I see. I see what you're saying now. Songs won't be Minecraft, so we don't need gravity or fluid dynamics. At least not until we add moats and such, says Calandiel. Okay, well, alrighty. Anything else my dear viewers wish to see? Once the stream ends, you won't get another one for a month. So make hay while the sun shines. No? Well, I'm looking at chat. Nobody's typing anything. Calandia says, a month or whatever it takes to add something sufficiently cool. Yes. I think that maybe we should perhaps wait to do the next stream until we have something that would take up an hour. So if you require a long time to implement one feature that I can show in 10 minutes, maybe we should keep waiting to do the stream until more things have been added so that I have more material. So I don't have to waffle as much. Looking at the chat. Well, the amount of dead air tells me that probably the time to end the stream is nigh. HP2S says, wonder how Damien is doing with his tectonics rework. I also wonder. He's not around all that much, so I guess you have to ask him. All right. Anyway, I guess I'll end the stream now, which is, let's see, 42 minutes. That's pretty good, although I think a lot of that was dead air, but oh well. If there are no more questions, no more requests, I guess I'll end it. So thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, Colandale, of course, for making the game. And I guess that'll be it. So, wait, what? Colandale just typed something. Colandale says, I haven't asked him in a month. Last time we talked, he said he's been slowly working on it. It's progressing. Oh, okay. That's Damien work. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that was the stream. So thanks everyone for coming. And I'm really bad at ending things and saying goodbye, so I'll just click the button now.